So with my freshman track season ending a few weeks ago, I thought it would be cool to make a video commentating on my state 1600 meter run. So I knew going into this race it was going to be pretty tactical, and I knew that I was seeded number 2 by about 5 seconds, having run 4:35 at regionals, and number 1 seed I think ran like a 4:30 at regionals. So I knew that it was going to be, you know, a pretty close race between the top 5 or so. But one thing I'm not good at is staying with the pack, and you'll kind of see that during the video. And so I just knew that I was going to have to go out strong with the boys. And I knew that second and third lap were really going to mean something. Like I said, I'm not usually good with staying up front with the pack, and so I knew that that fourth lap was really going to save me. So you'll see in the video what I'm talking about. So without further ado, let's watch this race. So you can see we're all lined up at the very beginning of the race. I'm in the very bottom of the left-hand corner in a blue and white jersey, and then you'll see Hyatt Khan, who's in the 5th lane, and he's actually in the purple. He was seated number 1 by 5 seconds, and then you'll hear the gun go off. So you can tell that we went out a little bit harder, and I knew that if I was going to go out with a pack up top, that I was going to need to go out and at a little faster pace. So you can see the packs are starting to form, and kind of that top 5, top 6 is starting to form. So
quickly to the lead.
So we go through 200 in about 34, maybe 35. So not too fast, obviously. You can tell we didn't want to go out super fast and be dead by the very, the end of the 3rd lap, not have anything for the 4th lap. But so I knew that if I wanted to go out, I was going to go out around 35 for first 200 and try and hit 70 for the first 400. Just knowing that if I had ran 3:35 at regionals and usually kick like I do in the 4th lap, that hopefully I could do something in the 400. So I ended up going through 400 in about 1:10, so 70 seconds, so right on 4:40 pace. And I'm kind of falling back as per usual. Like I said earlier, I absolutely hate sticking with the pack up top. I don't know, for some reason I just can't do it, so I end up kind of sticking back in 4th place. And this gap, you can see it gets larger and larger. I think going through around 600 here, I was about 15 to 20 yards back, which is not very good for a 1600 meter run. You don't usually want to be that far back if you're trying to win states. So I knew that I would need to start doing something, and I could also hear my coach yelling at me, find that pack up top. And so, I needed to do something.
This one, just again, these 3 runners up at the front. Kahn, Zierfloss, and Harding pacing the rest of the field here as we're at the halfway point.
Yeah, so the pack up front goes in at about 220, and I think I hit that split in about 72 seconds, so a bit slower than the first lap by 2 seconds. So I'm starting to fall off pace. But like I said, that 3rd and 4th lap is usually where the race is made for me, and so you'll kind of see it in a little foreshadowing. Yeah, so this is our 3rd lap, and you can see, they're starting to pump the arms up top. I'm about 1,000 yards in, or 1,000 meters in. So I'm about 1,000 meters in, and I'm feeling pretty good. Usually I really start hurting about right at the beginning of the 4th lap, if not about 600 in. So I knew that if I wanted to do something, this is where the race was going to be made for me. So you can see I'm coming back on the screen and starting to pull up.
Fletcher from Dan River in 4th. Indeed it is. He's going to take it, and it looks like Hyatt Khan is fading a little bit here. William Harding has the lead coming in here to the final lap. The early favorite, Hyatt Khan.
So at 1,200 meters in, I think that was a 71-second split, if I'm correct. And this is, like I said, this is where the race is made for me. Any race I've won, it's been through the last 400 meters. So you'll kind of see this is the battle at the end between the last 3 of us.
But on the outside, it's the freshman Asa Fletcher from Dan River. He's got the lead. It's a 3-runner race now. Searfoss waiting for that big opportunity. He takes second.
So I could feel the pressure behind me, and I knew that if I wanted to, really win this race, I was going to have to pump those arms and pump the legs, just because I knew that, and I felt that lactic building up. And I knew that these boys didn't have much of a kick because I raced them in regionals. So I knew that, if I could hold them off at least for a few more yards, then hopefully I would have this.
It's a 2-person race. Fletcher has the edge. It's going to be the freshman. Asa Fletcher coming down. He'll take the victory.
So I ran through the race in about 4:35, so it was a new PR for me by like 1/10 of a second. So not much. It was practically the identical race as the regional race I ran. I ended up running like a 61-second last 400. So like I said, that's where I'm making the ground up on. Other than that, I thought it was a really cool race. I like the experience of just getting to go to states and meet a whole bunch of new people. Like I said, I don't think becoming a state champion has really meant much, or winning a cool race. It's just an experience, I'd say. I know there's a lot better guys out there, and so the work needs to be put in to get to that level where I want to be. So if you did enjoy this type of video, make sure to let me know down in the comment section below. I had a really cool time racing at states. Obviously there's some more work to be done throughout the next couple of years of high school, but like I said, this was just a really cool experience for me. We ended up racing the 4x4 team at states, so if you want to see that video, let me know, and I'll make sure to put it out.
I've been losing my mind since the start, baby. I'm fed up, a little sad. I wish that I could show you my mind, baby.